Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon when you are watching this. Okay, folks, this is the big one. This is the last written assignment here in Social 30-2. Woohoo! We've made it to the end. Crazy, right? So, assignment number 3. Guys, assignment number 3 is described by the Alberta government as an issues-based analysis. So you're writing about an issue. Now, I want you to think for a second, what makes an issue, right? And what makes an issue is the fact that it's something that people commonly disagree on, right? Issues have multiple perspectives, and your job in this assignment is to analyze two opposite opinions on an issue, right? Whatever the issue happens to be. And I'll show you an example of one. And then also give your opinion on the issue. That's it, right? Little intro blurb about why it's an issue, and then you talk about one of the speakers, right? One opinion, a second opinion, and then your opinion. That's it. It's not complicated, it's not difficult, although it seems like at times students like to make things more difficult and complicated than they actually are. So the suggested time that you get for this assignment typically is 40 to 45 minutes. However, in the nanny state that is Alberta now, of course, you get double time. You will get 90 minutes to write 3 paragraphs and a little 4-sentence intro blurb. It's lots of time, right? Lots of time. Now, you will get a box on the assignment that says your task, analyze an issue and answer the following. So you have to write a response in which you must. So your response must include the following. You must explore the issue of blank, right? I use my handy dandy photoshopping skills to get rid of that there, right? And guys, issues of the past have been things like decriminalization of marijuana, cracking down on illegal downloading, mandating snow tires, banning junk food, right? Lots of different things. And as you can see, guys, from those issues, right, when it comes to things, let's say like banning junk food, you will have people who are like, yes, we should. People are getting too fat, right? People are becoming unhealthy, so you must regulate what they eat. And of course, that's a very leftist, socialist, collectivist perspective, right? Alternatively, you have people on the right who are more conservative, right, neocons, who would say that it's not government's role to tell me what to eat. Okay, now just so you know, you're not going to be writing about junk food. I'm just giving you an example of how it's an issue, right? So explore the issue of blank, and you're going to explore that issue in your little intro blurb. That's it. Okay, easy. Now it says analyze various points of view on the issue. Now, when you get your issues based analysis, you're going to get 3 speakers. And as a matter of fact, I'll show you what one looks like right now. Okay, so on the screen right now, right, you have an example from a past diploma exam. And the issue was, should voting in Canadian federal elections be made mandatory? It's almost like we've talked about this. Voter apathy, mandatory voting, all these ideas. So guys, you have 3 speakers, and generally here's how it works out. One of the speakers is going to say, yes, we should. Another speaker is going to say, no, we shouldn't. And then you have a third person who is kind of out there in between them, or perhaps more extreme than yes and no, right? You'll have to read them to understand what their perspectives are. I know, crazy, right? You actually have to read what they say. But guys, the reason you read it is because when you read what Citizen 1, 2, and 3 says, it will become very obvious that one of these people is for mandatory voting. You're going to write about that. One of these people is going to be against mandatory voting. You're going to write about that. And then you're going to ignore that third perspective. Just ignore it. Don't even worry about it. All you have to do is explore 2 different opinions. Okay? And that's why, they give you 3 citizens, choose 2 of them to speak about. And I personally think, and I would recommend that you write about 2 of the opposite speakers on the issue, right? If it comes to banning junk food, if a person's like, yes, we should, and here's why, and another person's like, no, we shouldn't, here's why, Write about them. Ignore that third person who's like, yeah, we need to go beyond, banning junk food, and we need to start mandating daily exercise and things like that, right? Ignore that person. You only have to write about two of them. Okay, going back to the assignment here. So analyze the various points of view and two of them. That's it. And then in the last paragraph, explain and defend your position on the issue. Explain and defend your position. So in your last paragraph, whatever the issue is, you're going to give your opinion and articulate why you believe what you believe. And you're going to use reasoned argument and logic and things you've learned in social studies, such as ideologies, to back up your perspective. Not that hard. And then it says, support your point of view using your understanding of social studies. Well, no kidding, you're going to do that. If you can pull in examples or philosophers or anything that you think furthers your argument, demonstrates that you have a keen understanding of the issue, and then giving your opinion, then you're going to do that. Okay, you're going to do that. Now, it says in the assignment instructions, remember, this is an analysis, not a summary. Guys, one thing I do not want to see you do is basically just copying and typing one person's perspective is, and then you literally just retype what one of those speakers said. That is not how you handle this assignment. What you need to do, and it mentions that right here, is paraphrase each of the speakers. So as you're reading what the speakers said, what I want you to do is jot in your own words. I want to see that you've analyzed, that you've digested, you've synthesized what these people have said, and you're putting it in your own understanding. Okay? Just make sure you're doing that. If you don't do that, if you just retype what the speaker says, and if you try to get sneaky and just move it around and try to be like, oh, I'm not copying, then what's going to happen, guys, is you're going to lose marks for something called cribbing. And that's the danger of this assignment. Students who don't know how to do this assignment, they crib the assignment. They try to pass off what the speakers are saying as their own work, and that's not the point of this assignment. As a matter of fact, they sometimes suggest that once you get the actual topic, you cover up what the speakers say and try to think in your head, okay, what would be one side of the argument? What would be the other side of the argument? And if you can do it that way, great. But the speakers exist as prompts to help students out who may not know about the issue, who may have to have a little bit of help when it comes to analyzing the issue. So do not crib. Cribbing will cause you to fail that particular part of the assignment. Now it says, find what the issue is. And some examples of issues we've had in the past: legalization of marijuana, high taxes to dissuade people from consuming junk food, mandatory voting, penalties for illegal downloading, right? In the case of this assignment, it's should voting in Canadian federal elections be mandatory? And guys, this is a freedom issue. Should you be free to not vote? Should you be forced to vote? That's the issue, right? And you could also look at it as a voter apathy issue. We talked about voter apathy in the past. Weird how it's coming back to us here on a government assessment. It's almost like I teach you what I do for a reason. Weird, right? So guys, you have to think about why it's an issue. Okay, now let's just go back to our assignment here. So it says, find what the issue is. Now it says, check out the opinion of speaker one. Look for the following. Identify the speaker's opinion on the issue. Generally, they will agree, disagree, agree but, or disagree but. I want you to just find the agree and the disagree, right? Whatever that third opinion is, ignore it. Don't even worry about it. Move past it. Who cares? Now it says, identify the speaker's position on the issue, right? We've done that. Highlight or underline key aspects of the speaker's argument that you think is the heart of their argument. Once you've looked at their opinion on the issue, put it in your own words and expand on the issue. I'm going to underline that. That is the key for this speaker-based analysis. Put it in your own words. Make sure you're doing that. Now it says, identify the ideological perspective found in the opinion of the speaker. Look, guys, one speaker is always going to be collectivist. One's always going to be individualist, right? Left versus right. And if you want to get more specific on the particular speakers, maybe you could call them a liberal, right, on the left, or a conservative on the right. Maybe you want to call them a socialist on the left, or a capitalist on the right. It depends what the speaker is. But guys, I'm telling you right now, you will not do as well on this assignment if you don't identify their ideological persuasion. Left versus right, collectivist, individualist, socialist, capitalist, liberal, conservative, right? Make sure you do that. So it says, find the ideological perspective found in the opinion of the speaker. It can be as general as collectivist or individualist, or more specific, such as modern liberal or neoconservative. You must back up why they are modern liberal or neoconservative. Remember, guys, modern liberals believe in government intervention to make society better, whatever better means in their particular perspective. Neocons believe in small government, right? They're repackaged classical liberals. Small government, life, liberty, property, protect those things, otherwise leave us alone, okay? Now it says, if you can do this and justify why they are that particular ideological perspective, then you'll do very well. So in your analysis of the two speakers, right, when you're dissecting what they say, right, include in there that ideological perspective. You'll do so much better than a student who does not. Now it says, do this for all three speakers. Do it just so you're aware of what their arguments are. And then once you've identified their arguments, ignore that opinion, that argument, that third speaker that doesn't fit as yes or no, right? Again, I'm telling you guys, you only have to do two speakers. Now it says, once you find the two speakers who oppose each other, these will be who you write about in your analysis of the speakers, okay? Now it says, write in the assignment. We'll just go through this really quickly, and then we'll look at an actual example of how to write your intro blurb, how to dissect the speakers, and how to do your paragraph on your opinion. It says, now it is time to begin writing. So guys, there's a lot of front matter you have to do, a lot of thinking about the sources, dissecting, looking at what their opinions are before you actually sit down and write, okay? You have to go through the speaker's opinions and then you can start writing. Now it says, now it's time to begin writing. Generally, because this is about identifying why something is an issue, we like to have a little intro paragraph that demonstrates your recognition as to why the particular topic is an issue. For this, simply summarize the two polar arguments on the issue. So for example, right, the topic of legalization of marijuana, I wrote a little intro blurb about it, okay? So I said, the legalization of marijuana is an issue in society today. Good way to start. Advocates of the legalization suggest it is a benign substance, even more benign than tobacco or alcohol, that if sold and regulated by government could be an additional, good Lord, source of income for the government. Others who disagree with the legalization believe that marijuana has dangerous and proven effects on the developing brain, in addition to being a gateway drug, and as a result should not be legalized. Okay, just a little intro about why it's an issue. I'm going to add to that. To many, this is an issue of health and safety of citizens. Done. And guys, most of the intro or the issues that you get are going to be about health or safety. Some might be economic, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be about economics. It's going to be about health or safety of citizens, okay? Now it says, after you've done this little intro, analyze each speaker's opinion in a separate paragraph, right? Little intro blurb, citizen one, opposite citizen, your opinion, okay? So in total, it's gonna be like 3 paragraphs plus that little intro above, right? Now it says, after you've done this little intro, analyze each speaker's opinion in a separate paragraph. Example, when it comes to the issue of blank, right? You'll know what the issue is once you get it. Speaker one takes the position of a collectivist, individualist, liberal, neocon, whatever it happens to be. The main arguments that the speaker makes or takes are, and then you're going to explain them in your own words, right? In your own words. As a result, this speaker is a progressive leftist or conservative rightist or collectivist or individualist or capitalist or socialist, right? Who feels that, and then tell me about what they feel, okay? And why they feel that way. This, guys, again, this part where you identify ideology right here, that is the most important part, okay? It's what separates the S's from the PS from the E's. The amount of depth you go into explaining this person's ideological perspective, the better you're going to do. And then it says, do this above for two speakers who oppose each other. There will always be two speakers who oppose each other, so look carefully for them. There's always going to be two speakers who oppose each other. Deal with them. Ignore that third person once again. Okay, I'm going to say it over and over again. Ignore that third opinion. And then, and this is what people always forget, guys, the analysis of the speakers is important, but your opinion on the topic is just as important. So it says, write the final paragraph, which is your opinion on the issue. Your opinion, right? I want to know what you think about the particular issue. So it says, identify your ideological perspective, identify which speaker you're most aligned with, and explain why. Let's say the issue is legalization of marijuana, which obviously has happened, right? When that topic existed many, many years ago, it wasn't legal yet, right? But it was something they were talking about. So identify which speaker you're aligned with and why. When it comes to the issue of legalization marijuana, I most agree with citizen number 2. This is because, and you explain why, right? Explain why. Now it says, you're going to also pick apart the opinion of the speaker that you do not agree with. So if you agree with legalization marijuana, obviously the citizen who says we should not agree, you're going to pick them apart and tell me why. And then it says, articulate your well-founded arguments using social studies knowledge to demonstrate your opinion on the issue is correct. That's it. That's it. Use examples and philosophers if possible throughout. That's it, right? It says in the instructions, I'll just show you again, right? Here's what the instructions look like, right? Explore the issue, right? We do that in our little intro blurb. Analyze the various points of view. We're doing that in paragraph 2 and 3 on the two opposite speakers. Explain and defend your position on the issue. Boom, that's that fourth paragraph. Easy, right? Easy. Going back to it. Now, assignment summary really quickly. This assignment is about an issue. Your goal is to demonstrate awareness of why the issue is an issue. Why is it something that is contentious, something that people disagree about? From here, you are to explore two perspectives on the issue and analyze them. After this, you give your perspective on the issue. In total, you will write the following paragraphs. Intro blurb, right? One paragraph on one perspective of the issue, one paragraph on the other perspective, and then one paragraph on your opinion. That's it, right? So it's a little intro and then 3 paragraphs. Simple. Now, students always asking me, Mr. Crosby, how long should the paragraphs be? There is no set length requirement for these paragraphs, guys, right? I will show you how long mine are. If yours are a little shorter, a little longer, that's totally fine, right? Make them as long as you think they need to be to demonstrate that you understand why the issue is an issue. The more depth you go into, the more you explain why you believe what you believe, the better you will do. That's it. Okay, guys? So I'll get a video up here in the next module about how to actually dissect the speakers. Okay, we'll go through that together to make sure you know what the heck's going on here. Okay, I love you guys. Peace. Remember, this is the last written assignment that you have to do in social studies. Crazy, right? That's it. And then we have just another test and a little bit more content and we're done. Beautiful, right? Okay, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.